Hey, Donny Walker here. So I'm just heading out to visit a friend here in a little bit, and decided to stop out at Duke Point. Duke Point is a industrial area where big container ships drop off containers. C-Span company sends all the trucks with the big containers and whatnot to the island here on their ferries. And behind us there with that steam coming up, that's Harmac, a pulp and paper mill. So I'm down at Teal Jones Sort, which is a big company, and they have quite a big logging operations that contractors work for them, and all the wood gets trucked down here to this sort. In a logging sort, what they do is the trucks come here, they weigh them, and then they write down, and that's the scale of the wood that's being brought here every day. I remember one time the guys were having a challenge when I worked in Sabalas, and they ran the fat trucks, we call them, which are off-road, huge logging trucks. And the heaviest load, I believe, the one time that was there was 150 tons. That's a lot of wood. These trucks are like, the load is peaked like 3 times the size of the truck. It's amazing. And I'll get you some footage of that one day when we go out to the bush. So here right now, I'm standing around a bunch of red cedar. Lots of little stuff there, probably be for pulp. And a debris pile. And out here on this pavement is where right over there where the yellow kind of guards are, that's the scale. So the trucks come in, they scale them, take their weight, then they come over here, and that machine back there will pick up the whole load off the truck and dump it on the pavement here. Then they sort it into piles. Species, the condition of the log, if it's not too much knot content, so it's it's the value of the log, right? So they sort it into different species, different grades of the wood is what I meant. And then they sort it. The scalers come in with their sticks and their measurement tapes, and they scale it so they know exactly what they need to pay the government for stumpage fees, it's called. So they got to get their part. So then these machines, other loaders like 980s and 911s, which are just over there, will scoop these logs up and put them in these kind of bins over there. You see them over there, with the stakes there. So then they'll have a group of logs that are graded and the species, and buck to the right length for the mills, to the specific length they need to buck them. And a couple friends of mine work down here bucking and work on these machines. So then they strap them with wires, then they dump them in the water and float them to the mill or wherever they're going. Hopefully to BC here where they're going to mill them, or maybe down to the US to do it down there cheaper, which is kind of a drag, but it's the way it is. At least we sell the wood. I was walking along here a second ago, and I noticed a nice piece of cypress. This is yellow cedar. I just love the smell of it. The smell of it is incredible. I have a table at home that I made out of yellow cedar. This one here has kind of got some middle rot to it, and maybe that's why it's sitting here, because they're not going to do much with it. But I just love the smell of the wood down here. This yellow cedar here, just love the smell. It's a weird smell, but I love it, and it's so good firewood. And the Aboriginal people really love it to carve. It's really good for carving. I got a wicked table at home that's about 6 inches thick, about 5 feet long, about 2 feet wide. It's got to be, I would say, close to 1,000 years old. But I just love the smell here. The wood here, red cedar. yellow cedar, which is cypress, then a lot of fir and hemlock. We'll just take a walk over here. I'm not supposed to be in here, but I don't care. Throw me in jail. What do they call that? Okay, so here we go. There's the bucker shack. Kind of funny. So the bucker shack is the guys that go out and buck the logs to the length and make them to the right size for the grade that they need them. So these guys in there, which I know them all, and I provide the maintenance here for their saws. They run still MS 461s with 32-inch bars, 404. 404 is the best to run in a sort because they're, as you see over here, they're bucking on the pavement. So when they hit the pavement with the chain, you know, it stands up a little bit better, eh? Then they, you know, obviously got to file it up. Kind of a neat little operation. They got a bunch of different little buggies around here to do banding and wiring of the bunk logs over there. They call them, you know, the banding of the logs there. So yeah, I just thought I'd come down here and spend a little time, have a sandwich before I go over to my friend's place. And you'll see me at my friend's place a little later, but I'm not going to tell you. This is a 980G, so they use that to kind of spread the logs and move them around. This big old machine here is called a Laterno. These are pretty old now, these machines. So this thing here, as you can see, the size of the grapple on the front of it, or the, I guess you call it, I don't know, grapple, the picking up forks there in the front. Look at that little forklift compared to that thing. This thing will pick up a whole load of logs off a truck and then dump it off, eh? That's how it works. Oh, looks like my friend Dale Spaven's company's out here doing some welding. Global Enterprises. All tented up there. Don't see anyone here though. Yeah, bunch of old machines here. I used to love going to logging camps years ago with my dad. I'd always go in the boneyards at the back of the logging camps and look at all the old machines and look inside them and just think how cool it was for those guys to operate those things and use them all those years. Hard-working men, dangerous jobs, and, you know, just cool guys, right? I don't think there's anyone working here. But Dale, one of Dale's trucks is here. This friend of mine, Dale Spaven, owns this company. No, obviously not. Must be fixing this old one up. Doing some weld. Oh, look at that. He's doing a big patch weld in that unit here. Let's just go in here and have a little look, eh? Oh yeah, look at that. This is where it kind of swings. These things got like a swing back and forth. And yeah, he's welded all that up in there. Some nice welding. I guess I might need to get out of here. Some guy just came in here, so. Donny Walker out. Keep your saw on the wood, stick on the ice, rubber on the road. Check out walkersawshop.com online store. Have a great day.